You guys remember back in the day when Spain decided it would be fucking hilarious to make Google pay for linking to Spanish news sites? You remember what happened? Google shut down Google News in Spain. And even though they backtracked on those bullshit laws, Google News is still shut down in Spain. So seeing that, Australia was like, hold my soy milk, bitch. It'll work this time. That wasn't a real bad idea. No, we'll do it right. Straya to make Google and Facebook pay for news content. And we know how Facebook and Google are going to respond. The headline right now, Straya to make Google and Facebook pay for news content. The headline tomorrow, Straya news sites are going broke because Google and Facebook stopped linking to them. And now they get no fucking traffic. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happened when Spain did it. That's what happened when Germany did it. That's what's going to happen now that Australia is doing it. All of their media sites are going to go broke because they're not going to get any traffic anymore. Look at the Google and Facebook are literally giving them free advertising, and they want them to pay for the privilege? Fuck no. They're just going to shut it all down, and you're going to go out of business. And I'm going to fucking laugh because you know these media companies, they're the ones that lobbied these boomer-ass politicians to implement these laws because they think they can suck more money out of Google and Facebook, and that's going to keep their dying industry around a few more years. No, this is going to speed up your fucking demise. If this actually goes through, then all that's going to happen is, Google and Facebook are just going to stop linking to Australian news sites. Problem solved. They've already done it in Spain to great effect. So let's get into the article. So from Canberra, Straya. Global digital platforms Google and Facebook will be forced to pay for news content in Straya, the government said Monday, as the beer virus pandemic causes a collapse in advertising revenue. Treasurer Josh Friedenberg said the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission would release its late July draft rules for the platforms to pay fair compensation for the journalistic content siphoned from news media. Translation, they want them to pay for providing free advertisement to this journalistic content. Friedenberg said he believed that Straya could succeed where other countries, including France and Spain, had failed in making Facebook and Google pay. What the fuck? I said that as a joke. Like, oh, it'll be different this time. We can make it. They literally used that logic. Like, oh, all these other guys, we saw them fall off the cliff, but we'll totally be able to fly over it. No problem. When are we going to finally hold these idiots accountable for doing shit like this? These politicians need to be fucking fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for this stupidity. We'll get it right this time. We won't bow to their threats, Friedenberg told Report. Yeah, you know what? Spain didn't bow to their threats either. And you know what Google did? They just said, see ya, and left. You think they're not going to do the same to you? Get fucked. And they will get fucked because this is going to be hilarious. We understand the challenge we face. This is a big mountain to climb. These are big companies we are dealing with, but there's also so much at stake, so we're prepared for this fight. It's not going to be a fight. Google and Facebook are just going to pack their shit and they're going to take their ball and go home. There's not going to be a fight. You're going to be left begging them to come back. That hardly counts as a fight. The ACCC had attempted to negotiate a voluntary code by which the global giants would agree to pay traditional media for their content, but the parties couldn't agree on the key issue of payment for content. Yeah, these legacy companies need to be paying Google and Facebook for all the free advertising they do for them. I know. Communications Minister Paul Fletcher said Straya would take a different approach to Europe, relying on competition law rather than copyright law. It doesn't matter what fucking law you use. They're just gonna leave. If you start charging them to link to Australian news sites, they're not gonna link to Australian news sites. It doesn't matter what law you used, you fucking idiots. Google and Facebook said they have been working with the ACCC November deadline to negotiate a voluntary code. We're disappointed by the government's announcement, especially as we've worked hard to meet their agreed deadline, Facebook Managing Director for Straya in New Zealand, Will Easton, said in a statement. The beer virus has impacted every business and industry across the country, including publishers, which is why we announced a new global investments to support news organizations at a time where ad revenue is declining. So he added, referring to a $100 million investment in the news industry announced in March. Well, good thing Google has all that money to throw away. So Google said it had engaged with more than 25 Stryan publishers to get their input on the voluntary code. We have, see, Google already, I mean, I'm usually against everything they do, but they're nicer than me at this point. If I was in charge of Google and they tried to pull this shit with me, I'd just say, I should get you fuckers to pay me for all the free advertising I do for you. If you ever bring this up again, we're leaving your fucking country. Yeah, we'll see what your ad revenue does when 90% of your traffic fucking vanishes. Now, we have sought to work constructively with industry, with the ACCC and government to develop a code of conduct that we will continue to do so in its revised process. In the revised process set out by the government today, ACCC Chairman Rod Sims played down the prospect of Google shutting down its Australian news platform rather than pay for content as it had done in Spain. Yeah, it could never happen here, guys. They'll never do that to us. Around 10% of search results are media stories. This will seriously affect the usefulness, for example, of Google search. So I think we have to understand that there's value both ways here. And I think it'll be hard for Google and Facebook to just say that we won't have any contact with news media at all. Yeah, the sheer fucking stupidity on display here. They literally see that Google has done this before, and they're telling themselves, oh, they'll never do that to us. Yeah, I mean, yes, we're so much better than Spain. I mean, Spain is a bunch of cocks anyway. Yeah, fuck Spain. We're Australia. We're Australia, bitches. We have real knives here. They're never going to try that with us. I wonder what they're going to be saying next year when Google cuts them off. I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off. Michael Miller, executive chairman of Australasia of News Corp Australia, the nation's largest newspaper publisher, said we are looking for a fair payment and at the same time a substantial payment. Why are you not paying them for all the free advertising they do for you? Friedenberg declined to estimate how much Google and Facebook would pay news media other than to say it would amount to millions of dollars. They're not going to pay shit. They're just going to leave. Google was netting 47% of online advertising spending, excluding classified ads in Straya, and Facebook claimed 24%. Media companies have stopped printing dozens of newspaper mastheads across Straya because the pandemic shutdown has caused advertisers to stop spending. Well, that was a dead media anyway, so whatever. I look forward to seeing an update. Yeah, guys, chat, keep me updated on this. I would love to see an update on this story next year when they're crying about all these media companies going broke because they have no traffic anymore, because 90% of their traffic came from fucking Google, who's no longer linking to them. And they have the fucking balls to demand that Google pay them for the traffic that they're driving to them. Really? Well, this is what happens when fucking boomers run these companies and they have zero understanding of modern technology or how the internet works. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.